Highway Patrol Substation.
Today's the opening of the Chicano Park Museum and Cultural Center, and we have an exhibition called Pillars, Stories of Resilience and Self-Determination. And these are groups and arts organizations that supported the development and the takeover of Chicano Park.
This building has seen a lot of history. This was originally targeted to be the Highway Patrol Station in 1970. When the community pushed them out, they took it over and it became the offices for the Chicano Federation and the Chicano Park Steering Committee. And once the tax from the county came and the Federation had to remove themselves from the building, the Steering Committee successfully negotiated this building to be targeted for San Diego continuing education. But the agreement was the building would come back to the community. And of course, the city, they suffered from amnesia. They forgot about that promise, but luckily we have elders like Josie Talamantes and others that remembered what was said at those meetings. And we successfully were able to push 30 years later to make this the Chicano Park Museum and Cultural Center.
When Chicano Park was taken over, I think what it is, it planted a seed. Remember the people that came in with picos and palas, they started digging and said, we want to make it a park, we don't want a highway patrol station. We want to make it ours. And so they came out, and by digging, they planted trees in that. But part of that is planting our culture. And la danza conchera indígena was looking at. In that time frame, we were looking for who we are as a people here. And part of it was, yes, okay, I speak Spanish, I have Spanish things. But wait a minute. We also have an Indian side that we forgot. And so we started looking at our indigenous roots also, because I am mestizo.
To me, it's a big day of pride, you know, to be honest. It's a huge day of pride because my grandmother, she was here during the takeover of the park, and she's worked 52 years in this community. You know, she's still alive and she's still working, and she comes in and volunteers. She's our chair por vida. But for her, I've seen her struggle. I've seen her come to this park and give everything. Like, her whole life was given to this park. And within that history, she's collected everything. Chicano Park related, Chicano movement related for 52 years. And this is what we've been waiting for, a place to host it at where we can share it with everybody, because she would always open her house to everybody to come in. But for her to have her collection here hosted and people could come and learn this history firsthand, it gives me a big sense of pride to be able to help her with that.
I love Barrio Logan. I really like Chicano Park. Today was the grand opening of the museum, which I didn't even know about, and it was just something special, and I thought coming the day that it opened would be extra special. I think it's always nice to have people supporting their background, the community, people who grew up here, as well as people who just grew up in San Diego and may not even know about the neighborhood.
We're the generation that created the history. In a few years, we're going to be all gone. Who's going to remember what we did? And it's a way of saying, wait a minute, there's a lot of the pioneros, the pioneers for this, right? Who started that, we're the actual people who participated in the Chicano movement. Started all this, and it's a way of saying that it's become a national symbol or even a local symbol to have the museum. That we have to teach our children what we did and what happened. Oh, they forget. They associate. What I tell you, we have to teach them our history. Always to be lost.
Growing up in this community was very difficult, very conservative city, and didn't fit on this side. Go to Mexico where relatives are, didn't fit on that side. So I'm Chicana India, my father's Yaqui, and so I want the next generation to grow up not being a hyphenated Mexican-American, be an American, be a Chicana, be a Chicano, you know, and be proud of who you are.